Saturdays to try and make progress on a sort of maker project. What we decided was that it'd be nice we've got lots of mobile power solutions via USB, and we wanted to create a bag which would allow us to sort of carry some of the synth equipment that a lot of you had asked us when we were making our power solutions what dimensions were in order that they could fit it into a performance case you might have. So what we're hoping is that we could make something that would also be a bag which would allow you to put a performance case in it. We're also deciding that we can take this opportunity to make a performance case ourselves, not so much for commercial development, but just to talk you through the process of making it and tell you what we did. So I'll go back to the start. I think I'll take things one by one, and I'll talk to you first about the performance case. So if you want to have a look at how we started, the first thing we did was we made what we called our 5-minute version of the bag. So or rather the case. So if you see this here, okay, we just got a bit of card. We said, okay, what would be nice? We thought, okay, well, maybe we could get something which was, had a Eurorack up here and maybe a space down here where you could put more Eurorack, but also you could put in a few pedals or a few desktop synths, and then have a running bar, which we would sort of develop ourselves here, which would have a number of passive elements that would be helpful in the sort of connection between modular and whatever else you had here. So if I read through what we have here, we thought maybe having some pedal send returns. We thought, it's quite likely that having a couple of pedals down the bottom and Eurorack up at the top would be nice. Then we thought that a couple of clock dividers might be useful. Again, very simple to just sort of bring whatever you have going up on top down below. Maybe putting in a little mixer, putting in some mults, just so you can move your signals around, and that could be like going back up top or whatever you want, but just making these like simple tools which are convenient up top. Then perhaps like a low pass gate, and lastly, maybe inverters, comparators. So just a simple line of input outputs here, which like I said, aren't anything but a little additional bit of audio infrastructure for your Eurorack case. The idea would be that we would actually make this case in two parts. We would probably have a top as well as a bottom, and but we focused on the bottom bit first because it's the place where everything goes, so it's the best place to get started. So obviously, in order to do that, we also thought you'd have to make a little power supply for your Eurorack module. So we also built a little thing to go in there. So we've been working on that today. So this was our sort of plan from what we sort of got together last week. And I just wanted to show you a little bit of progress that we made. So, we find when we're making stuff that it's always good to start with, a basic functional model of whatever it is you're wanting to do. So what we did was, because the idea being that you can make it like a bare bones functional unit first, and then once you've done that, you can sort of look at features. There's a thing that happens when you're designing, if you haven't done any work at all, where you tend to like load feature after feature because there's no cost to you. Whereas if you make a basic version of something, you realize the effort required to add additional things. So you'll end up being more pragmatic about what you choose to add or leave out. So we actually, I can tell you, and Chris from Sysmo Synth, Cristiano from Sysmo Synth has come in, and he's actually been helping us with this project. He has a lot more modular experience than us. When he came in this morning, he brought this with us. So what this is it's a very simple. I was showing you that first box we made. you know, this is our first plan. It took 5 minutes. He went home and he made a 30-minute box, and he looked at the practicalities of, you know, sort of making it a little bit more accurate. He actually put, like, you know, rails in and these little supports here, so the different elements could, you know, fit into it. So that was his sort of like second, you know, pragmatic version of the box. And then we evolved that to, when we came in here today, what we did was we made this this box, and if you can just have a look there, we're powering it all. You can see there's lights on. We've actually made a functional box, and we did this in, you know, we came in at 9 a.m. this morning. And if I just talk you through the construction of this, you can see that we have our very basic little, I believe this is a little mixer that has been developed. But we have, the main thing is that we've made this, like, you know, sort of railed sort of tin panel here, which all the different feature elements are going to be added to. We made our Eurorack rail here, and if I take this out, you can maybe see that we have a power board in behind that. So we've built that power board, and we've got a little input here where we've got our 12-volt input here. We're using our step-up connector there to inject from this power bank that we've added. So you can see just a standard power bank, and that could be internal or external. You could mount that inside the box, but that has allowed us to have this whole unit powered from one USB port. So, like I said, that's a nice, you know, start to what we want to do in terms of making the performance case. We could put, like I said, we could put a series of pedals in here. We can put mounting ports. One idea that I like is that making the front sort of, you know, sort of hinged, so we can therefore add whatever we like, or maybe like expand upon what's in there. But this is a, you know, for a one-day project, I think this is a very good start. One of the things that we're looking at doing is, in the final version, is we're going to look at, rather than having step up as a requirement to plug directly into here, we're going to build that element straight into the power board. So therefore, it'll be either DC, or you can plug a USB-C cable. Once it supports the correct voltage with PD, you've got always got pretty much 9 and 12 volt, but, you know, 15 volt, which a lot of this particular one takes 12 volts. But a lot of your modular power systems take, you know, 15 or sometimes 20 volts. But getting the appropriate port there that allows the voltage in will sort us out. So I think that's a good result for like a case that we made in, like I said, less than a day. So we're already done with that. The purpose of that was that we would put it into, I'll just put this aside now, into our bag, which we're going to make. And again, to talk to you briefly about, you know, the bag and making, I mean, you know, I think we came together as, there was a group of 4 of us came together this morning. One of the nicest ways to start a project is by gathering together a few people, hopefully who have different types of experience. We came together this morning. We had myself, Cristiano from Sismo Synth, João Lima, who's our lead engineer here in myVolts, and Katie Mason, who's a textile designer who has been working on the fabric part of the project. And just by pulling ourselves together on a Saturday, and I mean, we're in a very lucky position where we do have these great people to come together and make the thing happen. But I would encourage people to go down to their local Fab Lab, maybe, you know, think of a project, go down and talk to the people down there, try and pull out some people that have experience in different areas, because there's a lot of enjoyment to be got just from the making and the collaborating. I think it's as good a way to spend time as any. I mean, to give an, you know, and I mean, my point here is that you don't really have to have all the skills yourself. You can find them around you. I want to show you an example of this. Is a cable bag that we made. So we made this. You can see we've got our myVolts logo on the back there. It's you know, a nice design where we have this you know, vinyl clear front, and we made this for, you know, cables and whatever. In that we found in a lot of situations, you know, cable bags were hard to work out what was actually in the bag. So we made this bag that would allow you to actually, you know, see into the bag and find your bits that are down the bottom, and not have to be sort of searching in every corner. But what I wanted to tell you about this, we made this fun, we made it the back out of denim, we made this fun back pocket on it. But what I wanted to say about this project was, this was something that we didn't need any skill ourselves to make, in that, you know, we sort of designed it and we talked to a local maker, a local seamstress, and we, you know, we went around to the fabric shops, we, you know, selected out the different materials, and we decided, you know, what should be where, and we went down and we got a first version made. First version wasn't great, but, you know, 2 or 3 iterations after that, we had this lovely bag, and it's a very nice, you know, just even choose, you know, like choosing nice fabrics and a nice idea in the center of it. We read recently, someone said that in the fashion industry, innovation is luxury. So you've got like a very luxurious bag because it's something a little bit interesting about it. So in that sort of in that way, we thought it would be great to, like I said, make a bag for performance cases. So I just wanted to talk you through the different versions that we made. So this is the very first version, which again, you know, we always try to, you know, in some way innovate, have some sort of like central idea that we think sort of improves things, because we find that sort of motivates the whole project and moves it forward. So we had this idea of people having these performance cases like the one I just showed you, and they want to move them around, but there was various sort of issues. That one of them was that, and you know, we surveyed people and asked them what their issues are. One of them was that it was a lot of hassle to take things in and out of their case. So we decided on this interesting design where we had not just this flip top cover, but there was a side element here with a zip on both sides. And the idea is that both of them simply go down. And this allows you to, first of all, have this fold out area. So the idea is that you will have your performance case in the bag, right? So if you think about this, you know, you can pretty much, the idea was this will have a top on it, so it'll keep it, you know, in the right place. But the idea is that you will be able to get everything ready, go to your, like before you go to your venue or your friend's house or out to the beach or whatever, you can get your setup right and get it nicely sort of prepared and protected. And then when you get there, you simply like let the 2 zips down and you have easy access to what it is you want. We've also like designed this bit that there's a sort of triangle of you know, sort of support here, so I can actually sort of leverage it back. So I'm hoping you can see there that the idea is that, and we put a sort of slightly cushion, we've exaggerated this cushioning here, but we had this idea that it would be like a sort of sonic altar where you have your synths available to you here, you can, but you also have a place to kneel in front of them. So if you're in a place where, like I said, maybe you're in a forest, a lot of people are enjoying bringing their synths out to some nice scenic location, making a video. If you want to do that, it's nice to have first of all, a clean place to put yourself, but also somewhere if you want to gather cables or bits and pieces. We also have these 2 side panels, which we think would be great for, you know, pockets, and you can of course then put something like, if you want to put your power bank into those side panels, there'll be pockets there for that. If you have recorders or various other elements as well, you can have them sitting there. This also gives you an additional, in behind here, you as a result of making this tilt back, you have this other space in here, which is a sort of little cubby hole where, again, you can put things away that are dry and safe. So this could be something suitable. And the bit at the front, I mean, that's a choice. You can also fold that back if you want. So you can do it whatever way you want. You can have it so it's folded away, or if you want, you can give yourself that bit of space out front. But like I said, that was our first version. We wanted to sort of like try and develop the idea, and that's always like a good step. Like I said before, making a sort of first prototype that has the basic features before you make the decisions about how many pockets it should have, what type of material you use, or loading it with lots of features. It's good to make a basic version of it that you can look at it and say, okay, what would I add to this? Because oftentimes, if you start adding before you have a basic thing made, you'll overcomplicate things, and that doesn't help anyone. So again, if I wanted then to put this away, I just get the two zips and I pull this up. It's hard to do. That's what I've shown you that bit anyway. So what I'll do is I'll put this aside and I'll show you the newer bag. So again, we wanted this morning to come in and have a look at something that was a bit more real world. So we've made this nice bag here. Like I said, this is this was a piece of cloth at 9 a.m. this morning. So what we've done is we've turned this into what is in basic form the sort of bag that we're looking to make. Now it's not sort of roadworthy yet, but I think it's quite an interesting design. Again, we've got this we've put a little bit of Velcro here at front, and we've kept this design here where we've got our like our fold away bit, and we're going to be putting a bit of Velcro there. Again, the same zip on the side, so that's allowing us to easily push that down. We have the option of turning this into the kneeling pad, or again, like I said, it can easily just be folded underneath, and then we can put our performance case in there, and in that same way, this can provide us with, I mean, this is closer to what we're talking about doing here. So we've got like this tray, which sort of sits comfortably on the the brace of the bag as you fold it back behind you. But then you will have some pockets here. Perhaps, like I said, that might be where the power supply sort of sits into that, so it's not in your way. But it also there are various infrastructural elements in sort of your sort of performance outfit that you may not want to have centrally, but you can sort of have on the side. But yeah, so that's basically what we've spent the day doing. But none of this existed. This box, which is plywood, which we laser cut. We're fortunate enough to have a laser cutter downstairs. I know not all of you will have that, but you will be able to find a local fab lab that does have a laser cutter. And like I said, it's thinking up the project and going down, there'll always be a guy there that loves to help you to get your project made. So you can go down with your dimensions. You can talk to us if you have any sort of ideas that you want to get something done and you want some basic sort of guidance or direction. But I think the idea of something like this, which is plywood, all we did is like put a couple of nails, tacks, and glue on the various lines. It's a very simple construction, you see. I mean, we didn't like tongue and groove it or anything like that and crazy. It's literally just bits of plywood which have been glued together and tacked in, but it's plenty strong as a performance case, and it will allow you to get your synths, up and moving. And it's a great joy. I mean, what we find tends to happen is you try to make one thing, and then when you do that, you realize all the things that it could be, and it's very easy to motivate yourself to do the second version, which is full of features and as interesting or as sort of elegant as you wish. So yeah, so I think that's pretty much all the elements of what we did. I think we've had a very sort of successful day in getting that much done, and we'll do the same thing again next week. We'll try and evolve the project a little bit again, and hopefully we'll have an even more finished version of what we're talking about doing then. So thank you very much for your time. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Now, done.